Okay, it's like everything is still fine. Hello, last time we discovered crazy things, like the Trina is some way a part of Miguela. And I was thinking, so was Radagon a part of Marika or they merged together? And there is another thing, like they want to become a god, like they want to do the same thing that Marika and Radagon did, but to do that, they Radagon and Marika to be a single entity. This is the thing, the interesting thing that I was thinking now. Marika and Radagon had to be a single entity to be able to hold on the thing. And we know that because after we defeat Radagon, we saw that his hairs becomes blonde once again. And this should mean that Radagon is still Marika. So they're still merged together. Then we don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe after we kill Radagon, maybe Marika saves herself. I don't know if we discover some some plot twists like this. Oh my god, the damage. Ooh, oh oh. Okay, one is dead. Oh my god, okay. What I mean is, Michaela is trying to do this alone, or she got rid of Centrina because Centrina didn't want, so she couldn't ascend, she couldn't do what she wanted to do, or he wanted to do, I don't know. I still don't know. Together with Trina, so Michaela needs someone else. Now, I read some names of things, but I won't tell any of that here to avoid spoilers for someone that maybe will take a look at this series without knowing anything. But a name we know, for example, is Mesmer. But Mesmer is her brother. His brother, her brother, I don't know. Like what does Mesmer has to do with all of this? I don't know. It could happen that maybe like Trina thinks this is what will happen. Or what if maybe I don't know? Mesmer takes the body of Miguel to combine himself with their, then I don't know, do what Radagon did. What we need to understand again is it is possible or not to do these things that theoretically Miguel is trying to do alone, or if they actually need someone else. That's what I think we need to understand. What the fuck? What the? Okay, no, everything becomes red only if you get closer to that place. The fuck was that? Oh my god. It was oh, again. Oh my god, this is so odd. Plus, Saint Trina. Saint Trina is similar to Miguella because she actually is part of Miguella for real. Or Saint Trina is like that because after you merge together, you become similar. Maybe Radagon initially was different, but after he merged with Marika, Radagon become similar to Marika, for example, becoming essentially at that point the same thing. Like even if you get rid of, even if Miguela got rid of Saint Trina, at that point Saint Trina was already part of Miguela. These are the things are I'm more curious about, and I think these are the most interesting mysteries we'll have to uncover. Saint Trina is a very interesting character. Something I didn't really remember and I didn't really know about. And I'm very, very interested in that character. And all this plot is very cool. We really need to be careful about that other character, that jealous beta there. That that could, I don't know, kill Sentrina or do something crazy. Because you can't. Oh, what? Damn it. Oh, come on. Why the program at this stupid end like this? This is my fault. I should learn to spam the dodge like the noobs. Just spam the fucking dodges and run away before healing. Let's be very careful because I can't lose 250,000 runes. Okay. Kill a doll. Fuck. Oh my god, almost died again. Green gens. Hmm. Trying to locate other enemies, but it's not easy. What annoys me the most is that we keep not finding items. I really can't understand this. I really can't understand why we didn't put more items around, especially in certain location where it looks like there should be something. Like, what are all these graves? And there is not a single enemy, not a single item. Like, what is the point? Okay, at least there was an enemy. Oh my god. At least they have some kind of weak spot. Not in the sense that they take more damage, or if they do, is not really relevant. But in the sense that if you hit them there, if you reach their back, they have trouble turning and attacking you, making things easier. I don't know, like, there was just this stupid enemy here, super hidden. Like, why the fuck they didn't put an item close to his position at least? So that it is easier for you to spot the enemy. Put the item, a smart player will notice the fingers and will be careful. Or okay, like you get attacked Who fucking cares? Next time you learn and you get better. Just randomly placing the enemy. Boring and bad. So I always avoided coming down here, thinking that maybe it would have been a boss fight. But now I'm starting to think that this is just a place to explore. And I'm not happy about that fucking at all. Uh, I'm very tired of exploring. It's very boring and stupid and useless. But we have to do this. We bought this product, so let's see everything it has to offer. There are parts that are very good. Every time we enter a dungeon, the dungeons are are a pleasure to explore. They're pleasurable. The problem is the rest. The problem is that like there is nothing interesting to do. For some reason, they also place all these stupid, cringe things. It takes 1 hour to get killed. Like 6 smiting stones too. Like went all the fucking way up here. Like are you serious? To grab 6 smiting stones too. Okay. Group of enemies defeated. I don't know. Well, I guess powering up a weapon needs low level smithing stones too, I suppose. But 6? Like, okay. To come all the way up here in such an extra zone, you should give me a reward of at least 20 stones. Or 6 stones, rank 2, and then I don't know. 6 rank 3, 6 rank 4, 6 rank 4 at least. Okay. So all of this is explored too. We completed. We now definitely complete the exploration of all this cerulean place. And it's interesting that I can't really access the red place from here. So we can only continue from the Dragon's Pit terminus. Okay, so everything is explored now. We can only continue from here, and from here. Let's start from this part. As I said previously, let's use the runes. And now we're level 160. Ooh, okay. Just 1 point in strength. Um, so now we'll fight. We'll probably fight the dragons. This only uses 8. I think I should use this one when I explore. Okay. Full power. Still 0 scadutree fragments used. Oh, I was one-handed. So the power displayed was incorrect. Okay. So let's now explore this place more carefully. Actually, let's explore this place in general, since it's not like I explored it the first time. I just went straight. Okay. See a castle in this direction. But could be that the castle is dead. But yes, this place down here are just these branches. Come on. Okay, this is kinda strange. Wait, who's that guy? Okay, just a guy on the floor. I hate you all! We. Okay, Bale, and he watches in that direction. And so this should help us understand that Bale is in that direction. On that mountain. So obviously not here to the right. Okay, let's consider this part's explored. And let's get down here. It is what it looks like an absolutely normal Drake. Oh, he woke up. Oh, 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 oh. Ah, okay. What the? No! Oh my god. Fucking crazy. This combo was really evil. Come on, bro. Oh my god. Just go for the legs. What the fuck was that? No, don't die, please don't die. I think I heard the sound of when it goes down. Maybe it was just my imagination. Oh, finally. Piece of shit. Oh, come on. Are you serious? Oh my god. Piece of shit. Die, noob. Fucking cringe. Cringe enemy fellet. Okay. Hmm. I wanted to explore the way up there first. Why was this guy here? Was he like discarded? Like a lot of the time, people reasons about drakes or wyverns or these shitty things, but the truth is that at this point, they're all just different drakes. Everything is a fucking drake. This is the truth now. It's pointless to argue on it is a wyvern, it is a drake, it is a salamander, it is that you're fucking cringe. No, they're all different kind of drakes, and that's it. That's the truth now. This is how the game evolved. The story of these creatures evolved through the games. Sometimes they give them a precise name for some reason. And also the time they're just called drakes, dragons, things like that. Or maybe now people will start a new argument like, no, this is a drake, that's a dragon, and that's a wyvern. But then they're all called with the same names randomly. But what I wanted to say instead, way more interesting than arguing about cringe, useless things, is this guy looked like he had the same properties of attacks of Bale. What does this mean? Why are these guys here dead? Because Bale killed them and he was like the last one that survived? Or because they got like discarded? Or because they were just here serving and protecting Bale? But he was the last one alive. These are interesting thing in my opinion. Try to reason on. Initially I thought, okay, I will just find the usual Drake. Instead, he had attacks similar to the ones of Bale. And this is interesting in my opinion. Because you start asking yourself why. It's just a properties of all the drakes that live around here. It's a property that property. Pro property? Feature. Let's call it a feature, it's better. It's a feature of dragons that get from living here, or is something about lineage, like all the drakes that live around here are parents, family. And for this reason they are similar. Okay, let's keep going. This initial part is explore. Let's place a bunch of markers, I suppose. Maybe this will help me. Interesting. We are not walking where I thought. Just walking here on the side. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so from here we can only jump up there or move to these sides. As I thought here, there is nothing. At this point, I already know how this stupid DLC is programmed. I went there first because I suspected there was nothing. And they're looking in this direction. And this worries me a bit. With X. Let's look like an account, someone with a lot of thoughts on it about the name. Okay, we just have this mystery. And now the question is, you didn't think about choosing a name because you use this account only to spam things? Or you're just a funny guy. Or girl, obviously, I don't know. Oh my god. Could it be that there is a secret behind this place? Ah, okay. That's very fun and interesting. Are you an Elden Ring player? Okay. This is done. Okay. You're trash at it. But do you have the game? You just need to chill. Oh wait, maybe there is another engine to this place. The problem with Elden Ring is that it needs time. That's the truth. If you have time to explore, to go around, you grab so many items, you can become overpowered. Very easily one shot everything. At least in the main game. Maybe in the DLC too, to be fair, I don't know. I can't confirm this because I didn't reach the end yet. You still need to see how the final bosses are. But the main game of Elden Ring is pretty easy if you explore enough. The problem is that if someone doesn't really love exploring, it's not a good experience. And if someone doesn't love fighting and doesn't love exploring, it's even worse. Like it's meaningless to play this game essentially. But if someone loves exploring and also fighting, I think it's probably one of the best games. If you play the game low level, it is way harder than Sekiro. Instead, if you level up and grab weapons and power up your weapons, it's the easiest Souls-like ever. And if you consider it generically as a game in itself for what it is, an RPG where you're supposed to level up a bit, it is the easiest of the Souls game. Absolutely, the absolute easiest. But again, you need to explore and level up. If you don't, it is the harder. Yes, I do, obviously. I love them. I think I can say the two of the most my favorite games are The Last of Us Part 2 and Detroit Become Human, that are just based on stories essentially. At least mainly. Where the fuck am I going? No, 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 no. We have to explore another part. That's we're done with this part. Really, you love Detroit? A lot of people didn't like that. Probably people of the right that I don't know. They don't like giving rights to people. They don't like thinking. I don't know, putting thoughts on the fact that essentially an android could be considered a human in some cases. Um, I didn't complete The Witcher 3. I'm very critical of The Witcher 3, and I think that Red Dead Redemption 2 is one of the games with the best stories ever made. But the pacing and the gameplay, I really didn't like them. I remember playing Red Dead Redemption 2 and feeling like it had so many glitches, at least at launch on PlayStation 4, and it felt very bad to play. But I completed at 100%, except for the huntings. The best DLC, it was because the ring dropped the DLC. Yes, a lot of people argue that the DLC that was free, if I'm not wrong, it's considered one of the best DLCs ever. If I'm not wrong, in that one, with Gerald, you can become some kind of a king and take decisions, Game of Thrones styles or something like that. What I didn't like of The Witcher 3, similarly to Red Dead Redemption 2, is uh, is the gameplay. Just couldn't stand the gameplay of The Witcher 3, unfortunately. I love stories, but when I have to explore, when I have to play an action RPG or things like that, I need the game to be good to be played, especially if they are long games. Because unfortunately, I'm a completionist. I play The Witcher 3 100%, and I can say it's the best game made if you're into fantasy. I really couldn't stand the gameplay. Uh, how laggy it was, or the combat system felt like, I don't know, it felt like a bad copy of a Souls game. I don't know. I struggle explaining that. I hope you can understand me and you can avoid being mad at me. I'm not saying The Witcher 3 is a bad game. I'm saying that because of I like some things. It depends when you played it because they updated. I played that after a long time. I played the Witcher 3 not at the start, but like maybe after a year. There was the update. Oh my god, it was called March of the Deaths or something like that. Fuck, I died. I get mad at other opinions because I like to hear different opinions. I played the game where there was the update March of the Deaths or something like that. No, that's the name in Italian because I'm from Italy. Um, the Ant, I don't remember the name. The Ghost Hunt. Oh, they are called the Ghost Guys. So I played the game where there was the TLC, and at that point, they even added a patch that was supposed to change the game to be more responsive or something like that. And I think it was actually responsive, to be fair. But another thing that I remember, since I played that at last difficulty, I remember that every time I died, the game took like 2 minutes to load on PlayStation 4. That obviously it's a problem because of the platform where I play the game, obviously. So I didn't feel like continuing. Um, but I think that if someone plays that on lower difficulties and it doesn't really care too much, a friend of mine did, and I didn't play Ghost of Tsushima because I don't like the Oriental style in the worlds, and that's probably pretty strange. Like I think probably everyone loves Oriental style worlds, but for some reason I don't. I just talked about Ghost of Tsushima a few days ago with a friend. I think I remember that during the period when I was playing something else, I don't remember what, and I didn't find the time to play that game. I think it's a very good game to move on after Sekiro with very interesting mechanics probably. Recently, I was thinking about since I'm playing on PC now, even if I have the PlayStation 5 controller because I like it and because I still don't have a PlayStation 5, but I think I will buy one. So I said, okay, let's take this controller to play Elden Ring and the DLCs. Um, and I was thinking recently to also play the new Horizon that I loved, the first one, and I will probably buy that on PC. It's on discount right now. And so I will play Horizon Forbidden West. Was Forbidden? No, Forbidden West is not the name. Oh my god, I don't remember the name. I don't know. And after that, maybe if I will have time, I will also try Ghost of Tsushima. I would definitely give a chance to the game too, because that friend of mine loved it, and because you're saying me of playing that too. And again, I wanted to play that in the past, but it happened that I just didn't have the time to play it. So yes, that's definitely another game. Something I loved by about The Witcher 3 was the card game. In fact, for me, both Horizon games are similar masterpiece. I remember Horizon Zero Dawn was the first game I played in the next gen. I played that when I bought the PlayStation 4. I remember at that time there was they released Zelda. They released Zelda on Switch, and during the same days there was PlayStation 5 was doing PlayStation 4 were Sony was doing a sale where they gave for 250 euros at least here the PlayStation 4 with 1000 gigabytes, so a tera, plus Horizon Zero Dawn, and that was where I played that game for the first time, and I was really amazed. Like that was the first time, and I still think today it's probably the game with maybe the best art design ever. Like how colorful it is amazing. I remember like at least I passed the I 100% playing Horizon Zero Dawn, and at least I spent I don't know 20 hours in photo mode. Okay, maybe not 20, but at least 10 hours in photo mode, ta- taking pictures everywhere, changing the colors, changing the position of the sun or of the moon to take better pictures. It was amazing. It was amazing. Always was in awe, in total awe. It was so incredible. Yes, definitely. I played the game for around 100 hours to 100% that, and I'm pretty sure I stopped a lot of time. I probably have more than 100 pictures, and okay, 10 hours, maybe 10 hours are exaggerated too, but I definitely spent a lot of hours in photo mode. I had a lot of pictures, 100, maybe more than 100 pictures of Horizon Zero Dawn, taken artistically, and Horizon Zero Dawn, I think, is the proof that that video games are art. They are the pinnacle of art because, like, not only there's something you can play, and even the way you play can be considered art. Not only they have this amazing world, but inside this world, with a photo mode, you can essentially you can essentially take a lot of pictures, and pictures are art. And then you can maybe modify the pictures and create, I don't know, portraits and other kind of things. And these are arts too. So games, it's art that generates other art. It's incredible. Um, I don't know. I think Red Dead Redemption 2 is cool, but I think the faces were pretty bad in some situations. I think The Last of Us 2 right now is okay. I didn't play games of next gen, so I think there are some games recently. There is Senua's Sacrifice 2, Senua's Saga. Probably right now, Senua's Saga is the game with the best graphic ever done, for what I read around. But before Senua's Saga, The Last of Us 2. And despite what they did on Senua's Saga, I think the game with the best technical field is still The Last of Us 2. Because of all the animation cancel. This is something a lot of people didn't notice, a lot of people don't know about that game. I played the game on last difficulty, so I had to learn to play the game. And I learned a lot of crazy things that you can do while fighting. The combat system of The Last of Us 2 is amazing. It's probably one of the most dynamic combat systems ever created. It's incredible. I complete this about The Last of Us 2, and then I answer to you. For example, like on The Last of Us 2, you can do an attack like this, and then instantly dodge at any point, canceling the attack, and when you fight an enemy, you dodge and press left, and so like Ellie or whatever character you're playing moves her head like this, dodging. Then you press right and dodge, and she does this. So she moves dynamically while attacking. She starts the attack, then you press dodge. She moves the end back, and then she dodges back. For example, where you're moving, like it's incredible. The animations, the way the animations move, it's incredible. So talking about technique, talking about how good and realistic they made the movements, I think The Last of Us 2 is the pinnacle. Is the higher points ever reached. I don't know if Senua's Sacrifice is close, but yes, I do agree with you. If we talk about the power of the graphic and artistically talking, how impressive it is, the colors, etc. Like here, this artistic is very cool, but like we can clearly see that the polygons, a lot of things are not amazing. Probably Horizon 2. I think I didn't play that yet, but I think it can be considered the most impactful game graphically talking ever. So I definitely agree with you because the first one was already amazing, and I think the second one is even crazier. I remember in photo mode on the first game, not in the second one, zooming on the machines, you were able to see all the single parts of the machines with the reflexes based on the materials they had. Fucking crazy. I don't know about Ghost of Tsushima 2. I suppose it has a lot of amazing colors too, etc. It looks like we have very similar opinions on these things. And probably if I played The Witcher 3 when he launched, although I would also think and love the Witcher 3 like you love him, like you love it. But unfortunately, because of how things went, I didn't really manage to appreciate that. This thing will never stop. The ring is full of these stupid shits. I think also Tsushima also had really amazing landscapes, but I don't know if it can stand the graphical power of Horizon 2 or The Last of Us and things like that. I don't know about that. All time, all time favorite story is definitely Red Dead Redemption 2. Oh, Cyber again. We really agree very easily on a lot of things. A lot of games that people shitted on. I played Cyberpunk at day one on PlayStation 4, completed it 100%, never get any terrible bugs. I think the performance were pretty amazing. Again, like I don't want to be bad with The Witcher, but The Witcher 3 I remember dying and having to wait for like 2 minutes for the game to load. On Cyberpunk, they managed to make a game that on PlayStation 4 loaded the full map on like, I don't know, 15 seconds. That was really impressive. And so I think at launch, even if they talked a lot of shit about Cyberpunk, the performances of the game were actually amazing. And yes, the gameplay and the story, I loved it. I loved it. And a lot of time I thought about, again, playing that game for the second time. Oh my god, it's a nightmare. And I died. Fuck my life. Stupid things are so dangerous. Fucking cringe god. Oh my god. Yeah, usually I don't mod games too. Because I like to play the main vanilla experience of a game. I like just experiencing the game for all the developers made it essentially. I think it's very important also for an artistic reason, at least for me. And that's why usually I play the game also at the last difficulty because I want to really check and I don't play multiplayer a lot, not a lot. I played some League of Legends, which is not the best of the experiences, unfortunately. But right now I disintoxicated by that game. Like at a point, you start asking yourself, why I'm spending 1,000 hours on a game, on a single game, when I can experience so many amazing stories, so many amazing landscapes, so many amazing experiences that will enrich yourself. You had 4,000 on Fortnite, 2,000 on Valorant, 1,000 CSGO. And while I'm saying this, I'm having the chills, all my hairs are raising. Like, okay, it is an experience too. You experience the competitiveness, you experience fighting other people, trying to be the best, etc., etc. But at a point, you really think it is worth to spend all these thousands of hours where I could have been able to experience so many other games, so many other experiences. My story games and finish most of them in one sitting. Do you have an Xbox? Okay. Well, now that I think about that, we can play Senua's Saga also on PC. Like, do you play on PC or PlayStation? What do you have? Because if you like stories, like looks like the new Senua Saga is play on keyboard mouse. Okay, that game, if I'm not wrong, will be free to play on the Xbox Game Pass. So, like about what you're describing, I think you should play Senua Saga because maybe you could find a very amazing experience. I know that game is not so long, and usually I don't like this. I don't like games that don't last for too much because I want to feel more involved. I want to experience more things inside the world. I don't like too much when you play a game and after 5, 6 hours, 10 hours, it's already over. So I prefer games that are a bit longer, to be fair. But if you like playing a lot of different stories, you should try that again. Maybe you will find something that can be considered the new best graphic. And I'm not a fan of Xbox. I'm not saying this to say that Sony doesn't have amazing games too, obviously. I would really like to play, for example, Spider-Man 2, but actually I still can't because I don't own a PlayStation 5. But if you talk about stories, people are saying that Xenosaga Saga is a really amazing experience. I didn't play that and I don't think I will, but based on what you're describing, that could be amazing. Think I had Senua Hellblade 1 because of the slow. And this is completely different. This is totally different. From what I read, essentially what they did now is that they made a game that lasts, I don't know, for just 10 hours, maybe less than 10 hours. And it is just full story and that's it. You just follow the story from start to end and that's it. Exactly, exactly. So maybe that could be a game for you, I don't know. Another game, to do a better example of a game that I would like more, are games like Life is Strange. I played all of them, except for True Colors, I think, because that was an Xbox exclusive. Even if maybe now I could play that on with the Game Pass. I don't know. See, following a story slowly, but the story and presenting looks so good and relaxing. I don't know. I don't know. From what I read on reviews and etc., looks like Senua's 2 is way more fast paced, and it goes very very fast and ends the story in a day potentially, for what I managed to understand. And I was saying that other games I love are definitely The Life is Strange's, and I'm really looking forward for the next one because we'll have the protagonist of the first Life is Strange again. Amazing. I'm really looking forward for that because I loved Maxine of the first Life is Strange. And I think Detroit Become Human is still today one of the best stories ever. With the Red Dead Redemption 2 and with The Last of Us 2. I think The Last of Us 2, Red Dead Redemption. Okay, here we are. I think Baldur's Gate 3 as one of the worst stories ever. I don't know if you completed that, but I think I played. See, okay, this is confirmed. You are a smart guy. You are a very smart guy. You refund? Okay, okay. That's probably an exaggeration. Um, I reached the end of the game. I reached the end of Baldur's Gate 3. Okay, I played the first part of Baldur's Gate 3 100%. The second part 2, and at the end of the second part that I played 100%, I started noticing something. So they talked about a lot about the fact that in Baldur's Gate 3, I'm not joking, I saw the camera and how you control the characters and okay, that's not about my opinions. The, like when you talk, there are a lot of like the care of Baldur's Gate 3 is at the same the care how they treated the secondary quests. It's at the same level of The Witcher 3 essentially. Okay, so they did a very amazing job with this. A very amazing job about caring and making secondary quests amazing. The problem is the main story. Like the side quests are some of the greatest ever, but then the main story is terrible, and they publicized the marketing was about the fact that you are free, you can do whatever you want, it is your own story, but then it's partially fake, unfortunately, because you reach the end of the game. Again, you can do a lot of amazing side stories, but the main quest is terrible, and you don't really have any choices, any impactful real choices. They are all fake, essentially. You choose to do something, but at the end, you always fight the same enemies. And at the end, you always end up in the same situation. So essentially, um, what you wanted, what you think you could do, will not realize. You can be, for example, evil, and I think this is pretty terrible for a game like that, because you will end up always having to defeat the same enemies, doing the same things, and then there will be just a button that will make you choose. You want to see the evil ending or you want to see the good ending, and that's it. So, and this is even terrible, even worse, because you play, for example, because it's a very long game. I played that for more than 200 hours, and then you discover that it doesn't matter what you did. You can rush the game, reach the end in 20 hours, and you can still have the same ending that the guy like me, that played the game for almost 300 hours have. So you play the game for 20 hours, you reach the end, and you can have the same ending as me. That's fucking awful. It makes all my efforts, all I did to try to save everyone, etc., completely pointless. Then later on, they added an extra epilogue chapter where you can talk with all the people you saved and things like that. And that makes things a little better, at least. but it doesn't save the game in my opinion. The main story is still terrible. I won't do spoilers, but there is a final plot twist that doesn't make any sense. It's very stupid, very cringe, and for me, it totally ruined everything. So this is my opinion on that game. It's not really. Where are you? I think. Um, I don't know what you know about the game. So completing about Baldur's Gate 3, uh, I think you can get used to all the camera, etc. Is I think you can get used to the gameplay. I think it's boring to play for the second time. I think the side stories are amazing, but I think the main story is terrible. That's what I think about Baldur's Gate 3. Still amazing because about content is crazy, but because of how they treated the main story, I think it loses a lot. For me, it's like a 8 out of 10 because they totally ruined that with the main story and with the fact that you notice what you make. You can't really choose what happens. It's like having a D&D master that tells you everything you will do will impact the story, but then the D&D master makes things happen that force you to always go in a direction, the direction the D&D master decide, the dungeon master decide. That's how you feel in Baldur's Gate 3. This is the best way to describe that. So other questions, some of the it's long dialogues, so I rather skip it. Okay, sometimes it happens. Sometimes you get bored of long dialogues. Do you have any opinions on sport games like FIFA 2K? I don't play them. I think that if someone loves playing this kind of games, it's good. They can have fun, but to me, it's just a waste of time. They are just different kind of. They're just different kind of competitive games, in my opinion, sports games. If someone likes playing them, okay, but I don't like them at all. Just play them outside, is my opinion. So then you ask, and the only one. I'm not joking. I saw the camera. Okay. Were you in the Elden Ring DLC? So I'm playing the Elden Ring DLC 100% without looking at any guides. I completed the exploration 100% of all the starting areas, all of these. All of these. Then I proceeded going down here, and then I explored all of these down here. Not these green parts appear because you can't reach these parts yet. And so essentially now I should enter theoretically this shadow keep. No, I didn't. I didn't. Please don't tell me anything about that. I saw random things around, but I'm trying not to think too much about that. So I still don't really know too many things. I should reach this part here on the right. And I have to explore this Bonnie village. And here I reached Bale. That is, I suppose it is one of the secret extra super difficult bosses. And I fought already him and I managed to enter second phase. So I don't know if you played this. A friend of mine played it and completed the game, but I still don't know much about the final boss and things like that. And so now I'm completing. I have to explore these red parts here, these east parts, and these other east parts, and then I suppose I will be very, very close to the end of the game. Another amazing thing about Elden Ring, about the main game and also about the DLC, the lore is really amazing. The lore is really amazing, and I'm really sad because I complained a lot about Elden Ring because I played Elden Ring again to get ready for the DLC after completing Elden Ring at the first time at 100% as like I always do with every game. And this time I actually rushed Elden Ring, and this is why initially I was saying to you that yes, Elden Ring is the easiest game ever if you explore and level up a lot. But this is the toughest game ever if you don't level up. And I started getting very mad at the game because since I didn't level up a lot the second time, since I didn't power up my weapons, and this character here is still under leveled essentially. Ciao Pepuzzo. What I noticed is something terrible. I noticed that if you don't level up and if you're forced to avoid the enemy attacks, there are a lot of enemies, a lot of bosses that have very terrible unfair attacks that a lot of the times you can't really dodge. You can't really dodge them because they have stupid attacks that are very fast and your stupid cringe roll can't just avoid them. So the truth about the ring is that is a game that has enemies that move like Sekiro. Maybe some enemies are even worse than Sekiro. But then you have the fucking stupid moveset of Dark Souls 3. That is not good at all to fight enemies that move like Sekiro and do attacks like Sekiro. I don't want to study the map for stupid level up packs and magic. And do agree with that too. If it's pretty boring. In fact, usually, okay, like we're very similar, but I'm a completionist too, and that's the problem that I have with The Witcher 3. Since I didn't like um, the combat system of The Witcher 3, I couldn't keep going with that game. But here the combat system is pretty good. Some of the bosses, some of the bosses on the ring are unfair if you're not strong enough and if you don't explore enough. But if you explore and if you enjoy exploring, you get stronger and you don't struggle. You never struggle with the bosses of the main game. But if you don't explore, the bosses are terrible because you can't really dodge them properly. And if you can't overpower them, you'll just feel like you're fighting and playing an unfair game. And that's the truth because Elden Ring is an unfair game. If you don't level up, if you don't play that as a DLC where you need to farm, where you need to grind, where you need to become stronger. And you don't even need to grind to be fair. If you just explore the base game, I'm talking about the base game, you have no problems. But then here in the DLC, they totally messed up everything. Why? Because you can't level up anymore by just killing the enemies. You need to grab the Shadow trees. So this means that now you are forced to explore. I will read as soon as I finish. So in the main game, even if you don't explore everything 100%, but you still go around, at the end of the day, you slowly get stronger and stronger. And you can win the bosses without too many struggles. But here you can't anymore. Because now you're forced to go see where the fuck the sculpture fragments are. And if you don't like exploring, and the exploring is not worth in the DLC, it's actually terrible. Because you don't find something useful almost anywhere. You never find something useful. So essentially players are forced to look for guides. And this is bad. Forcing a player to look for guides to see where they find the Scaduci fragments that are the best and the most important item to get strong in the DLC is terrible. And this is, in my opinion, where they failed and where they essentially ruined the DLC. Because the DLC could have been amazing if you could have been able to become stronger at every corner, but you can't. To become stronger, you need to grab the Scaduci fragments. And there are a few of them in a very super crazy big map, and you need to grab them. And this, in my opinion, ruined the DLC. And this is why you are right that Elden Ring can become frustrating, especially in the DLC. So you said, I don't have the sanity to study where weapons are. Then just to find out, I need to level up 100 times to beat the boss for a weapon. You're absolutely right. My biggest problem with Elden Ring is I don't know where to go and when. And it makes me feel dumb because I don't know how to follow the game or it's supposed to. And this is a misconception you have with the main game. The truth is that in the main game of Elden Ring, you can go wherever you want. It's an amazing. The main Elden Ring is an amazing RPG. It's a pretty bad Souls-like because if you're not strong enough, you can dodge every attack. But it's an amazing RPG, action RPG. You can just go wherever you want. And how this works. Wait, I banned this piece of shit here. And how the game works is that you go to the right, for example, you notice the enemies here are too strong, and you have two choice. Choice one, you try to still kill them. You still try to kill strong enemies, and you get a lot of runes, so you level up faster because you manage to grind. Or you go on a new zone where you notice the enemies are a bit weaker. But again, if you don't like exploring a lot, if you don't like fighting the same enemies over and over again, the main game can become frustrating. Oh, I played the main game in Elden Ring. I explored the full starting map 100%. Then I moved to the right and explored this other part. Then I started moving up here. So I slowly explored everything 100%. At the Grinding Ruins because it's repetitive for me. Yes, you're right. You're right. And in the main game, to be fair, you don't need to do that. I never grinded in the main Elden Ring game. But just playing everything 100% slowly, exploring everything, killing all the enemies at least once, you progress normally. You progress on a normal way, and you don't really need to grind. But again, if you don't like exploring everything 100%, if you don't like trying to kill all the enemies you see at least once, if you're not enjoying this kind of combat system, obviously you will feel bad when playing. And also I need to start my playthrough over because I leveled up random shit because I didn't know. Um, this, okay, yes, that could be a problem, probably. And this is another problem with Elden Ring games for new players. The trick is that what you need to do is level up your health. Leveling up everything else is pointless. What really changes the damage you do is, or strong you are, is having a lot of health and grabbing stones that power up your weapons. It's pretty terrible, probably. It would have been much better to play Dark Souls 3 first, because on Dark Souls 3, the game is linear. It's probably harder, because in Elden Ring, if you explore enough, you become overpowered. In Dark Souls 3, you can't become overpowered. But at least since it's linear, you can learn how the game works. You can learn that you level up your HP to take more hits, you level up your strength, your dexterity, to make your weapon deal a bit more of damage, but the most important thing is to grab the stones to power up the weapons. So you learn the basics on Dark Souls 3, then you play Elden Ring, and you already know that you need to level up your health first. You need to grab stones to power up your weapons, and then you can start power up the stats of the weapons or the stats of the spells, etc. And never using breed beads. I will never. They are so. See again. I knew this. I knew this. This is what a lot of players do. Like since the game doesn't really tell you a lot of things, you end up feeling very confused. You go look for guides. The guides tell you that the bleed builds are the best builds of the game, and then either you refuse to do that, which is how I feel. I feel like if the game doesn't manage to tell me things enough, I refuse to follow guides. The game has to explain me how to progress. I need to use what I learned inside the game. And I just took a weapon, I powered up the weapon, and I just kept playing with the weapon. Like that, and that's it. um, I don't know how to use spells very well. Later on in the game, I had more knowledge. Thank you to this knowledge, I try to use some spells too, but mainly I only used weapons. Other people doesn't matter what they use. I wanna use what I find more interesting. Exactly, exactly. You're right. You're right. But that's definitely like again, um, Elder Ring is balanced around you either having a lot of knowledge and being a veteran of Souls games, or is balanced about you exploring the game 100%. Since I explored the game 100%, I never had any struggles with anything. I almost was one-shotted every main boss of the game. I'm not joking. Yes, it is. Definitely it is. And it's very good also if you explore everything. But again, an example is that after you explore the game 100% the first time, it's very boring to be forced to reach places across a giant map over and over again. So there are definitely a lot of these problems with this game. It's a problem, in my opinion, being forced to walk for minutes to go grab an item. I really don't like these things, and I think again forcing people to do this is bad, and it's also sad. I think I would have preferred way more to play a new Source game if it was way more linear, like Dark Souls 3 was. In fact, I enjoyed Dark Souls 3 way more, to be fair. But again, obviously, a lot of people have different opinions, and if someone doesn't have problems with exploring a place over and over again, this is definitely the best game for them. Yes, I managed to jump inside this disgusting thing. Oh my god, what the fuck is this? There are even different sounds of meat when you walk on this. Ah. My boss took my friend 60 hours with a bleed build and then he beat it with a strength build magic summons. Whoa, oh my god. That's that must me that must look very intimidating to know a tale like that. Yep, again, if you're not strong enough, plus the final boss of Elden Ring is garbage. Is one of the worst final bosses ever made. Um, and they probably 100% totally ruined the game with that final boss again. It's like Baldur's Gate 3. Amazing, but then you reach the end and you notice the story is terrible. Elden Ring is the same. Like a lot of cool bosses. Then you reach the end, and the final boss is the worst final boss ever created because it's a garbage shit thing that forces you to run around. Is it the Margit the Phenomenon? Uh, yeah, but it is annoying because you need to keep running around. It keeps running around from running away from you. You need to keep chasing this stupid cringe thing over and over again. I think that was terrible. Uh, I really hated the Elder Beast and I still hate it. And I don't know if you know that, but when they released now the DLC a few days prior, they patched the final boss, and now you can use torrent during the Elder Beast. So previously it was not possible. So for 2 years and more, people had to chase this fucking cringe, useless garbage boss for the move wool map every fucking time they fought that. But then, at the end of the main game, did you get? But then they realized that the Elder Beast was garbage and a very pitiful experience to follow this shit for the wool map over and over again. And so they finally patch it, and now you can use torrent in the Elder Beast. And now that boss is probably not the worst boss ever anymore, since you can use torrent to follow him when he runs away from you. About my endings, I completed the game with two different endings right now. In the first time I played the game 100%, I completed the game with the runny ending because I felt it was the coolest one and also the toughest to achieve. I also met the three fingers. They can touch you, and after you do that, you can revert the curse by using the nail of Miguel, if I'm not wrong. So I essentially tried to do everything possible and try to achieve the toughest ending possible. It is the running one. Instead, here in this save file, I have the three fingers ending. And another thing, I'm very disappointed. Like I can't prove this myself yet, But I already heard people saying that what ending you choose in the main game is pointless here, and I'm very disappointed by that. God of War, that's another amazing game, amazing story. To be fair, I think uh, I think they kind of ruined God of War, the first God of War for PlayStation 4, by making that an RPG because it's very pointless and annoying in my opinion. The builds are not really impactful, and I think that's something bad they did to the game. I think the God of War has an amazing story, but I didn't like the combat system. Um, and since I didn't like that, I didn't feel like playing the second game so much, and it's a bit sad because again I love the free story, the story of God of War. I love the father son. Um, I can't find the word rapport. What's the word for that? Oh my god. Um, well, the father son interaction. Okay, that's what I wanted to say. I love how they interact. I love how they grow together. I think that's amazing. But I didn't like the combat system a lot. I played and completed 100%, and there are the videos I think in my channel of God of War in Italian. Um, I completed that on the last difficulty, a true God of War, and I got the achievement. You get an achievement for completing the game in a true God of War, and some bosses felt like playing the worst, toughest bosses on Dark Souls, on Dark Souls games. It took me a lot of hours to defeat some of the bosses, but the problem is that like I think the combat system was not suited for things like that, and so I didn't like that, and I didn't like the combat system, and because of that, again, I didn't continue playing God of War 2 essentially. Even if I'm very curious about the story, and again, that's another game like Ghost of Tsushima that I want to play one day. So Ghost of Tsushima because I'm curious, and God of War 2 because I actually enjoy the story of God of War 1. So I think you're fucking right. I think you're fucking right. That difficulty is not suited. Again, it's like playing Elden Ring without getting stronger. It's the same fucking thing. Like the movements are not suited for the bosses. The bosses have 1 million crazy combos that even if you dodge, you still get hit. And God of War is the same at hardest difficulties. Like the bosses do a lot of damage, and your movements are very raw, very bad. Like you need to press back and a button to turn, and then you need to start running, and the dodge is not a real dodge. Oh my god, it's so bad. My head is hurting just by thinking that how fucking bad it is. I don't know. Maybe in God of War 2 they make that better. In the new God of War 2, I don't know about that. But God of War 1 was a pretty terrible experience, played at the toughest difficulty. And again, I managed to complete it. There is the video on YouTube, on my channel, if I'm not wrong. But it was a miserable experience, a very miserable experience that I think no one should experience. Very bad and not satisfying. To be fair, just very annoying. Like at least something Elden Ring has in some situation is that you have a good feeling of the hits. You have a good feeling of when you are hitting the enemies. In God of War, you don't have any. You don't even have that. In God of War Ragnarok, they released a special mount that gives you nothing and makes it way harder. Oh my god, what? It's way harder. They did it just because so a guy wanted to speedrun the game of that different with the harder armor. Oh wow! Oh my god! Like I think it's fine to add extra challenges to the game. The problem is that we need to remember and keep clearly keep in mind that that's just an extra thing. And when people do that and then they feel like they are an elite and they also ostend that saying that, I don't know, it was easy, or if you don't do that, you're not a true player and things like that, that's the problem. That's the problem you create, and you create that on the community, and you also make your game worse. Like, again, I completed the first one at the hardest difficulty, but I don't have a problem saying that that was a terrible experience. I completing Elden Ring DLC without using the Scadutree fragments. Where are them? Here. I didn't use a single Scadutree fragments yet. This means I'm playing the game at base power, and one can see this because if I'm not wrong, you have yellow stats here when you use the Scadutree fragments, but I don't have yellow stats though, so this is the proof I didn't use the Scadutree fragments. And some bosses are really terrible, and like I'm doing this, but I will never say that I'm better than others, or that this is the best true way to experience the game. I'm following essentially some kind of a challenge, but I don't have any issues saying that this is a pretty bad experience in some situations. When the bosses are garbage and feel extremely unfair, I don't have issues saying that winning without being strong enough just felt bad and terrible. And I think no one should praise such an experience. And this is also a problem of the game that is not really well balanced around some things, around some decisions, and forces you to grab the Scadutree fragments, for example. Whereas this year has been very dry for gaming so far. Wait, now I answer. I was called by uh, from the down floor. There is my mother and my grandfather and grandmother that want to eat. So I think I will take a pause now. Um, I don't know about, yes, maybe you're right about the games this year until now. In fact, at the start of the year, oh, okay, I played Palworld and I enjoyed Palworld a lot. I played it on hard mode and was a pretty good experience. A bit boring because leveling up was low, but Palworld was a cool game. After Palworld, I don't remember. I think I played something else too, but I'm not remembering right now. I think I started playing some survival games. By the way, I need to turn off. Will you play Fragpunk? Uh, and the final, I these names you are saying, I don't really know them, so I was trying to understand if you misspelled something, or maybe I just don't know these games you're naming. So I'm sorry, but I don't know. I don't know about them. By the way, now I need to turn off the stream. Maybe in the afternoon I will be here again. Fragment is essentially Valorant, Overwatch, and Rainbow Six. Whoa, oh my god, no, no, no. Obviously, absolutely not. There are a lot of single player games. You named Ghost of Tsushima. I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about Horizon 2. That's probably one I will play. I'm waiting for Enotre the Last Song. That it's a Souls-like made from Italian people that will come out on September. I'm also waiting for the new Dragon Age, so I have a lot of single player games I want to play, and I will keep bringing them, and maybe I will do also some guides on them on my YouTube channel. So that's what I'm aiming for. I don't think I will play any multiplayer games. The Final Destination is something I can't explain. It's a dumb idea made with such quality. Maybe I will take a look to know a bit more about that. But now, okay, so again, it's time to turn off. There are blue things, and I think I didn't check these blue things. I'm pretty confused because I explored everything and I didn't reach this part. So maybe these are some blue parts that we can reach from here. Smoothie negative characters in the final destination. Lol. So we talked a lot with oh my god, I will try to say your name. VTWX and we had an amazing chat. Um, I'm very happy to find someone that loves a lot of playing like me. Dennis, okay, Dennis. Dennis is way easier. We have this good chat with Dennis. Thank you a lot for the amazing chat. Meanwhile, we managed to complete the exploration of this part, the exploration of all these parts. So this is pretty fine. Next time, we'll manage to complete, I hope, the exploration of this red part. And after that, see ya, Dennis. And after that, we will finally manage to go in the next. So we'll have to decide to go around here or to just continue here. But I'm very curious, actually, to see what's in here. All the cats jumped here. So next time we'll see. Again, thank you to everyone for taking a look at this content. Thank you, Dennis, for the chat. Here are my cats. Now I will give them some food and then I will go eat myself. This is Robin, the new one. This big guy here is Rufy. And here is Nami. Let's give them some food. Again, thank you, Dennis, for the chat. Thank you to everyone that took a look at this stream or content. And I wish you the best. Bye bye.